Please have your pencil and paper or your computer ready to take notes and to do the exercises. Hello again and welcome to video number 7. Last week we talked about English consonants and we focused on two manners of articulation, plosives or stops and affricates. We also gave some guidelines for English word stress. This week we finished the consonants. We have 4 consonants today, the lateral approximant and 3 approximants. Then we will move on to diphthongs, and we have the centering diphthongs this week, ear, air, ur. They're centering because they head towards central schwa. And then we will talk about 2 different types of weak forms, and finally we'll talk about word initial consonant clusters. All this in this video. Here's our first consonant for this week.
This is a consonant sound. You can hear it at the beginning of the word light, in the middle of the word valley, at the end of the word bell, and at the beginning and end of the word level. Now you try. Listen and repeat. Light, valley, bell, level. Okay. Speakers of some languages may find it difficult to tell the difference between this sound, l, and another consonant, r. Now listen carefully to hear the difference between the following 2 words and watch the position of my mouth. Light, right, light, right. I make the l sound with the front part of my tongue behind my teeth, and I make the r sound by making my lips come out and pulling my tongue back. R. Now listen to some examples and watch the shape of my mouth. Lead, red, clash, crash, climb, crime, lice, rice, lock, rock. Now you try. Listen again and repeat after me. Lead, red, clash, crash, climb, crime, lice, rice, lock, rock. Okay. In English, l at the beginning of the syllable is a bit different from l at the end of a syllable. Listen carefully. Leaf, feel, leaf, feel, and let, tell, let, tell. Did you hear that little difference? Listen again. L, l, l. Now for some speakers of English, this can change the vowel a little bit. Listen again. Loaf, foal, loaf, foal, and lute, tool, lute, tool. Now this can actually make the l sound disappear at the end of a syllable. So I can say pal or pow. I can say pill or pill. Mile, mile. Milk, milk. Cold, cold. So be careful, there's a bit of a difference.
To produce the consonant l, the blade of the tongue touches the alveolar ridge, so there's complete closure between the center of the tongue and the point of contact. The air stream is only allowed to escape along the sides of the tongue. So this is a lateral approximant, and the place of articulation is the alveolar ridge. The lateral approximant has two different pronunciations. One is clear in the words love, life, look, lots, element, 11, alone, along. It occurs only before vowels in its clear form. There's a dark form in the words all, full, sell, curl, snarl, aisle, table, marvel, careful. Dark L occurs before consonants or before a pause. It never occurs word initial before a vowel. Clear L occurs only before vowels, never before consonants or before a pause. L is a lateral approximant because the air escapes along the sides of the tongue. It is alveolar, that's the point of contact, so it's a voiced alveolar lateral approximant, and it has these spellings. And more examples for the voiced alveolar lateral approximant. Leave is word initial, hold has the L in medial position, and whole has the phoneme in word final position. Here now is our second consonant.
This is a consonant sound. You can hear it at the beginning of the words right and wrong, and in the middle of the words sorry and arrange. Now watch my mouth while I'm saying this sound. My lips come out and I pull my tongue back. Okay, let's practice. Repeat after me. Right, wrong, sorry, arrange. Okay. For speakers of some languages, it may be difficult to tell the difference between this sound, and another consonant, Now listen carefully to the following examples and watch the shape of my mouth. For each example, I'll say the word with the sound first. Wrong, long, royal, loyal, misread, misled, pirate, pilot, pray, play. Now let's practice. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Wrong, long, royal, loyal, misread, misled, pirate, pilot, pray, play. Okay. Now in standard Southern English, you won't usually hear this sound at the end of a syllable or word. Listen to the following examples. Car, card, board, hear, heard. Okay, let's practice these. Listen and repeat. Car, card, board, hear, heard. Now you will hear this sound at the end of a word if the following word begins with a vowel. Listen to the following two sentences. This is my car. My car is blue. In the first sentence, this is my car, you don't hear the sound because it's at the end of the sentence. In the second example, my car is blue, the following word, is, begins with a vowel. So let's practice this. Car, car is, my car is, my car is blue. Okay.
produce this sound, the tip of the tongue approaches an area of the palate further back than the alveolar ridge, so it's a post-alveolar sound. But at the same time, the tongue does not make any contact with any part of the palate, so it's an approximant. Here are different spellings for this phoneme. In the words red, try, string, zero, hearing, arrive, carry, rap, wrist, right, wrong, rhyme, rhythm, diarrhea, rhapsody. Remember, this phoneme occurs only before vowels in RP, so it does not exist in these words: car, ever, here, hard, verse, cares. Once again, the tip of the tongue approaches an area of the palate further back than the alveolar ridge, which makes this a post-alveolar sound, but there is no actual contact with any part of the palate, which makes it an approximant. It is voiced, so it's a voiced post-alveolar approximant. Here now is our second approximant.
This is a consonant sound. You can hear it at the beginning of the words wet and one and when, and in the middle of the word beware. You can also hear it in the words quick and queen. Now let's practice. Listen and repeat. Wet, one, when, beware, quick, queen. Okay. For speakers of some languages, it may be difficult to tell the difference between this sound, which you find at the beginning of the word wet, and another sound, which you find at the beginning of the word vet. Now listen carefully as I say these words, and watch my lips. Wet, vet, wet, vet. Now you try. Listen, watch, and repeat. Wet, vet. Now let's look at some more examples. Listen first and watch my lips. Worse, verse, while, vile, west, vest, wary, vary. Now you try. Listen and repeat. Worse, verse, while, vile, west, vest, wary, vary. Okay.
When we produce w, we make very little obstruction to the airflow, and it's produced at the lips, so it's a bilabial sound. The phoneme w occurs only between vowel phonemes: doing, going, poetical. So whenever you have a syllable ending in oo, o, or ow, followed by another vowel, even when the two syllables are in separate words, please add a w. Go in, go out, go away. The voiced bilabial approximant occurs only between vowel phonemes. Here are different spellings for it: was, would, away, 20, sweet, why, when, where, quiet, squeeze, language, persuade. Exceptions are one, once, and choir. Once again, w is a voiced bilabial approximant. Here now is our final approximant and final RP consonant.
This is a consonant sound. You can hear it at the beginning of the words yet, use, yellow, and useful. Now some consonants also take this sound when they come before the vowel oo. Listen: beauty, few, cute, accuse. Now let's practice. Listen and repeat. Yet, use, yellow, useful, beauty, few, cute, accuse. Okay.
To produce y, there is very little obstruction made to the airflow, which makes it an approximant. The vocal tract for y is narrowed at the hard palate, so we call it a palatal sound. Strictly speaking, w and y are phonetically like vowels, but they behave phonologically like consonants. We'll do a test. Let's add articles. The indefinite article, a or an. A is added to words beginning with a consonant phoneme, an is added to words starting with a vowel phoneme. So we say a cat, a dog, but an egg and an oven. What about a way and a year? We don't say an way or an year. So w and y behave like consonants. Let's move on to the definite article, the followed by consonants and the followed by vowels. The cat and the dog, but the egg and the oven. So which one do we say, the way or the way, the year or the year? It's the way and the year. So w and y phonologically are more like consonants. So when we say y, the vocal tract is narrowed at the hard palate, which makes it a palatal sound, but there's very little obstruction to the airflow, which makes it an approximant. So it's a voiced palatal approximant. And here are different spellings for y. U, year, beyond, lawyer. Onion, convenient, million, familiar. Computer, cute, human, vacuum. Music, usually, university, persuade. Argue, continue, fuel, value. Few, Matthew. Europe, feud, therapeutic, beautiful. Here are the three RP approximants. Remember, there's a lateral approximant, l. We have now finished the English consonants. Each consonant has three features: voicing, place of articulation, and manner of articulation. Every consonant is either voiced or voiceless. In terms of place of articulation, in English we have 4 bilabial consonants, 2 labiodental, 2 dental, 6 alveolar consonants, 5 postalveolar, 1 palatal, 3 velar, and 1 glottal. Let's look at the manner of articulation. We have plosives. We have 6 plosives in English, or stops, 9 fricatives, 3 affricates, or 4 affricates rather, 3 nasals, 1 lateral approximant, and 3 approximants. These are 24 consonants that we have in RP English. Let's move on to part 2, centering diphthongs, ear, air, ur. There are 2 types of vowels that we have. There's the simple or pure vowels, and there's the diphthongs.
Distinguishing 2 kinds of vowel, monophthongs and diphthongs.
Say these pairs of words and notice how you make the difference between them with your tongue, lips and jaw.
1. Key, K. 2.
Two. Toe.
3. Gnaw, now. 4.
Sir. Sigh.
5. bore, boy.
In received pronunciation, or RP English, we have 12 simple or pure vowels and 8 diphthongs. There's 3 closing diphthongs ending in I. They are a, I, and oi. 2 closing diphthongs that end in u. They are o and au. And today we will learn the centering diphthongs which end in the schwa, ear, air, and ur. The 3 centering diphthongs head in the direction of the schwa. Ear in here, air, there, and ur, fluent, all move in the direction of the schwa. Our first centering diphthong is ear.
This is a diphthong, a double vowel sound. The shape the mouth makes changes from the beginning of the sound to the end. It's pronounced ear. Did you notice how the shape of my mouth changed from the beginning to the end of the sound? Listen and watch. Ear. Now you try. Listen again and repeat after me. Ear. Ear. In fact, this is the same as the word ear, which you hear with. Now here are some words with this sound in them. Near, here, weary. Now you try. Listen again and repeat after me. Near, here, weary. Good.
E is a simple vowel, ear is a diphthong. Complete the table with the appropriate member of the minimal pair. Under the simple vowel we have B, cheese, E, he, ni, ti. Under the diphthong we have dear, feared, peer, weir. B goes with beer, cheese, and D and dear. Complete the table. Ear has many spellings: hero, material, zero, austere, here, interfere, sincere, beard, clear, dear, fear, year, beer, career, cheer, dear, sneer, familiar, industrial, material, media, ruffian, area, beard, diarrhea, idea, nausea, pancreas, real, museum, theological, fierce, pierce, salient, Soviet, spaniel, 30th, axiom, chariot, million, opinion, period, previous, delirium, medium, stadium, tedium, union, and weird. Ear starts at a point a little bit closer than I and glides towards the position for the schwa. The second centering diphthong is air.
This is a diphthong, a double vowel sound. The shape the mouth makes changes from the beginning of the sound to the end. It's pronounced air. Did you notice how my mouth changed from the beginning to the end of the sound? Watch. Air. Now you try. Air. Air. Now here are some words that have the air sound. Square, fair, pear. Now you try. Listen and repeat. Square, fair, pear. Good. Some learners may find it difficult to tell the difference between this sound, air, and another sound, the short vowel, a. Listen carefully to hear the difference. For each example, I'm going to say the word with air first. Dared, dad. Glared, glad. Mary, marry. Now you try. Listen again and repeat after me. Dared, dad. Glared, glad. Mary, marry. Good.
Now read this note and find 4 ear words and 4 air words.
Dear Mary, I'm really pleased you can come to the theatre with us tonight. We've got seats upstairs near the front. See you there, Sarah.
Complete these sentences with ear and air words.
She's got fair hair. 2.
The chairs are under the stairs.
3. How many years have you lived here? 4.
There's a man with a beard sitting in the square.
5. Speak up, I can't hear you. 6.
It's a clear day. You can see for miles.
Here are different spellings for air. Air starts at a position more open than e and moves in the direction of the schwa. The third centering diphthong is ua.
This is a diphthong, a double vowel sound. The shape the mouth makes changes from the beginning of the sound to the end. It's pronounced ua. Did you notice how my mouth changed shape from the beginning of the sound to the end? Ua. Now you try. Listen and repeat after me. Ua. Ua. Now here are some words which have this sound. Tour, pure, cure. Now you try. Listen again and repeat after me. Tour, pure, cure. Good.
These are different spellings for the ua diphthong. Ua starts at the position of u and moves in the direction of the schwa. Many English speakers say paw and shaw, not poor and sure. Both pronunciations exist. On this quadrilateral we have ear, air, and ua, all moving in the direction of the schwa, which makes them centering diphthongs. The centering diphthongs all glide towards the schwa, which is a central vowel. Ear starts a little closer than I and glides towards the schwa. Air starts at a position slightly more open than e and glides again towards the schwa. And ua starts at U and glides towards the schwa. And as we mentioned before, many English speakers say paw and shaw, others say poor and sure. We have now finished the 3 centering diphthongs, ear, air, ur. Next week we will look at the closing diphthongs. 3 of them move in the direction of I. They are a, I, oi. 2 move in the direction of u, and they are o and ow. Now that we've finished the centering diphthongs, let's move on to the weak forms. There are 6 sets of weak forms in English: conjunctions, pronouns, auxiliary verbs, prepositions, modal verbs, and determiners. Part 3 of our video, we focus on conjunctions and pronouns in their weak form. Listen to the computer. It's asking Jack some questions. In Jack's answers, some words are strong, others are weak. The important words are strong. It's important to use strong and weak words like Jack. You don't want to sound like a computer, do you?
What is your name?
My name's Jack.
Where are you from?
I'm from Leeds.
What is your job?
I'm a mechanic.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Grammar words in English have a strong form and a weak form. Choosing the correct form is important because it can affect the meaning. I know that cheese is expensive. I know that cheese is expensive. That's right. I know that cheese is expensive. That's all kinds of cheese. Any cheese is expensive. I know that cheese is expensive, the one that I'm pointing at right now. In connected speech and when we're speaking fast, we make certain words strong and we use weak forms in function words or grammar words. And becomes un, salt and pepper, life and death. As becomes us, as soon as possible. But becomes but what then? Than becomes than, blood is thicker than water. And that becomes that, I know that you're smart. But that is a strong form in sentences like that man is elegant or that's good when it's contrasted with this or those and these. In informal writing and in speaking, we sometimes shorten certain words. I will becomes I'll, it is becomes it's, we have becomes we've, do not becomes don't. These are called contracted forms. Now, in speaking, certain common grammar words or function words can be pronounced only as a strong form or a weak form depending upon context. I like that, we can only use the strong form. I like that, not this. I like that, not those. But we use the weak form of that. I hope that she'll come. Generally, the weak form is pronounced with a neutral vowel, like the schwa or I, and the initial h sounds are lost. The first type of weak forms that we learned were conjunctions. The second type that we will look at is pronouns. He becomes he. Did he come early? Him becomes im. Tell him to do it. His becomes is. She likes his tie. Her becomes take her home. Them becomes them. Tell them to come. Us becomes s. Let's go. Or us. He won't let us leave. At the beginning of sentences, use the strong forms of he, him, his, and her. He likes it. Her face is red. Now for part 4 of our video, word initial consonant clusters. Transcribe the following words: play, pure, queen. Play has 2 consonants at the beginning of the word, with no vowel in between. This we call a cluster. Pure has p and y, which are 2 consonants at the beginning, no vowels in between, and this is also a consonant cluster. Queen begins with k, w, and again there is no vowel between the 2 consonants, so this. Today we focus on 2 consonant clusters at the beginning of English words, or word initial consonant clusters made of 2 consonants. If we have 2 consonants right at the beginning of the word, the first phoneme will be s, followed by p, spy, t, stay, k, sky, f, sphere, m, small, n, snow, l, sleep, w, swear, y, suit. English words with a consonant cluster of 2 consonants at the beginning may begin with a p followed by either the lateral approximant or any of the 3 other approximants. So we have play, pray, pure, try, twice, tune, climb, cry, quite, cure, blow, bread, beauty, dress, dwell, duty, glass, green, fly, from, flew, throw, thwart, slip, swim, sue, shrew, view, music, new, and huge. An English word may start with a maximum of 3 consonants in its word initial consonant cluster. Such words begin with s, followed by a voiceless plosive, p, t, or k, followed by either the lateral approximant or one of the 3 approximants. L, r, w, and y are the 3rd consonant, giving us words like splendid, spread, spurious, straight, stupid, sclerosis, square, screw, skewer. This chart shows you all the possible combinations of consonants in word initial consonant clusters in English. Can you produce one example for each of these boxes? Now transcribe the following words for homework. Also these words. In this video, we talked about centering diphthongs, which move in the direction of the schwa, a central vowel, ear, air, and ur. In the next video, we will talk about the vowels moving to a closer vowel, so those moving to the I are a, I, and oi. There are 2 diphthongs that move in the direction of u, which is a closer vowel. They're o and ow. In this video, we learnt about the lateral approximant and about the approximants. We also talked about the centering diphthongs of RP, ear, air, ur, and then the weak forms of conjunctions and pronouns, and finally we talked about word initial consonant clusters. Next week we look at the closing diphthongs moving in the direction of I. We have a, I, and oi, and moving in the direction of u we have o and ow. We have two sets of weak forms, auxiliary verbs and prepositions, and then we have word final consonant clusters, and we look at more features of connected speech, linking and assimilation. Until our next video, bye-bye.